Real Housewives of Atlanta. If these woods could talk. Alright, we start off where we left off at, where they all got poor Portia cornered up about this anger management. Is she or is she not in anger management? What it is, what it is. Cynthia said, at the end of the day, how is anger management working out for you? Portia said, you know what? It's working out for me really, really well. Basically, if I'm on this trip with y'all, it's working out pretty well. So they finally get to the campsite. Frazier lets them know, like, hey, I didn't know that we was bringing buddies upon buddies upon buddies, but I only reserve spaces for 6 people, so that means that some of y'all gonna have to double up. You brought them, you sleep with them. Marlo said, hey, I like that whole idea and everything, but the way my system is set up, I get gas in the middle of the night, and you know I be doing that flat tummy tea. You know, basically it's just the tea that gives you diarrhea and make you think you're losing weight. But in the middle of the night that kicks in, so I'm gonna need my own spot. Frazier said, you know what? It don't even matter, because tonight we gonna sleep in tents anyway, so blow your own tent up, literally. Sheree ain't been at this campsite a good 10 minutes, and here we go with the milk skid already. She gets Marlo by herself, was like, girl, at the Ask Marlo session, I got a little something that I want to talk about, but I don't want to seem like I'm being messy, but I am being messy, so I'm just sick and tired of these girls talking behind each other's backs, being messy and doing what they doing. But a little birdie told me that another little birdie here has been dipping in the lady pond. But you ain't heard that from me. So they go out in the woods and they pitch these tents. 2 hours later, they finally get these tents up. And that stupid Kenya gonna ask Sheree, say, hey, can you help me blow up my air mattress since you got so much experience in that area? Sheree said, child, if you don't get up out my goddamn face, I ain't got time, I don't have time. So they decided, hey, Marlo might not be here tomorrow, so let's get a little portion of this Ask Marlo segment out the way right here, right now. So they started asking all these questions, but the main one was, what's going on between you and Kenya? Why y'all ain't friends no more? She was like, hey, Kenya betrayed me. Didn't invite me to the housewarming or her birthday party, and it just got real from there. They went back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But all I remember was Marlo said, hey, Kenya, you need to get better lashes. They too bulky and they too goddamn big. Them earrings you got on. All right, I'll let you slide with that one. But hey, I think something wrong with you. You bipolar, this, that, and the third. She said, anytime somebody mama don't want to deal with them, you know you dealing with a crazy heifer right here. I was like, whoa, Marlo. Okay, all right. You did too much. Then Kenya comes back and she was like, you know what? I'm not the one out here being called a prostitute. Are you a prostitute? Are you a prostitute? Phaedra finally winded back on up and she was like, you know what? I don't care who's getting paid for sex or whatever. If you are, do you. That's between you, Jesus, and whoever you did it with and the money. But we're here to try to build a sisterhood. Let's go ahead and try to wrap this up. Stop calling each other names and let's just bond. Let's just bond. They got everything on track. Wake up the next morning, everybody waking up out of the tent. No Marlo. Marlo don't trucked herself back up to the goddamn cabins in the middle of the night. Because she was like, hey, I'm used to pitching tents, but not this guy. We move a little further. Now it's time for the girls to get to talking and whatever. The question comes up, Phaedra, are you divorced yet? Almost, child, almost. Well, when did you file? She said, I filed last year. This is when that daggone Candy was like, hey, my mama told me, but I can't say my mama told me, but my mama told me that she checked into this, and if your husband is incarcerated, you can get that divorce in 30 to 60 days. Portia said, but hold on. That's if everything goes out without a hitch. Apollo didn't want a divorce, so he contested a whole bunch of stuff. That's what caused the delay. But Cynthia, how's your divorce going? Child, it's almost over. Well, that's the quickest divorce known to man. This Cynthia lets us know, say, hey, Peter's declined being at the divorce settlement. And I feel some kind of way about that, because that was gonna be my opportunity to floss on him. Come in there, make him want it again, sign the papers and say, deuces. Now, out of all these people, Portia was the one who was really giving Cynthia some really good advice. And she was telling her, say, hey, I know you say that you may not ever get married again, but you are a good woman, and I'm just going to advise you to just keep your heart open. I know you probably went through some bullshit, because so did I. But just keep yourself open to love. Don't pay these smoke detectors no mind. We just changed the batteries and I'm about to rip them off the wall. Kenya is in charge of the activities for this day. And she decides we gonna go kayaking. So we're going into a dirty, snake infested pond, lake, whatever you wanna call it. Them daggone girls say, hey, I know why Kenya picked this. She used to swimming in dirty ponds and lakes full of snakes. Everybody was down for it. And even though it was a disgusting mess, everybody took it in stride. They did it. But that goddamn Sheree flipped out as soon as the dirty water touched her feet. She was like, you know what? I'm out. I can't. I'm gonna get a yeast infection. I gotta go. So now it's time to eat done. The last to arrive is Sheree and Marlo, and they making jokes about Sheree, talking about something like, Sheree had to take an extra long bath because she had to get that dirty water up off of her. But then when they arrived, Marlo came with a black bear fur on. I said, Marlo, can't nobody stunt on them like you. I just got to give it to you. Everything is going good at this dinner. They talking. Everybody seems to be setting aside their differences with each other, and here come Kenya. Kenya said, you know what? I want to address of what happened between me and Marlo yesterday. I know that sometimes we hurt people and it's unintentional, and this time I did not intend to hurt you, Marlo. I'm so sorry for what I did. Marlo said, okay, I accept your apology, and all that stuff I said about you yesterday and all that stuff that came really from out of my heart. You know, I want you to forget that I even said it and all of this stuff. But I accept your apology, but I'm gonna proceed with caution. Marlo said, well, since we don't open up the bullshit, let's go ahead and address some more bullshit. Somebody at this table came and told me that somebody else at this table said somebody else about this table. Sheree, I know you probably gonna be mad at me about this, but Candy, are you a lesbian? Candy said, what? Portia, they're talking about something. What? Who? Huh? They go back and forth of the oohs, the ahs, the who, the what, the what. I'm a lesbian? What? No, I'm not. Marlo says, hey, Sheree, your turn to speak up. Let's say who told you this. Sheree said, you know what? I'd rather not say who said it, but the person that's at this table that said it, which please stand up. With the real Slim Shady, please stand up. Please stand up. The real Slim Shady that I thought she was gonna call out was Phaedra. Because Phaedra was the one who really said the bullshit. But no. She says, you know, remember Portia? We were having that conversation about Block and how Candy had said that you was with Block, and how would she know you slept with Block unless she was peeping through the closet? She was like, yeah, unless you in the closet. And she was like, hold on. So you trying to say I insinuated that she was a lesbian? Well, yeah, you did. I don't remember what I said. All I remember was the conversation that we had, or maybe I didn't remember the conversation we had. I don't know, but all I know is I didn't say she was a lesbian. Let's get that straight. All of us at this table have shady moments. So if I said something in a shady moment, it is what it is. But I'm not the one who said the worst. That's all I'm gonna say. Then some kind of way Shamia name came up, but they quickly breezed over it. But they kind of just leaped over it, and I was mad about it. So then they got into Sheree's head. It was like, you know what, Sheree? All you do is take bones, carry bones, hold conversations, do transcripts, take them down to the courthouse, file them, get them notarized. Boom. Sheree said, yes, I'm the bone collector. I carry a bone, I take a bone, just call me the bone collector. I own it. At least she owned it. Now y'all know from now on, if you say anything around her, you know what you're dealing with. Candy said, listen, let me get y'all straight real quick. I'm a happily married woman, love my husband, love his, but I have dipped in that pond before. And I ain't the only one at this table that done dipped in this pond before. Then we see the ladies split up. You see this conversation over here where they are mad about this. You see the conversation over here where they mad about this. And then you see Candy telling them, hey, you don't want to even know about Portia, because when a Portia gets drunk, she's an aggressive lesbian. And then she leaves off with this tidbit. She said, listen, this whole lesbian conversation, the tea is about to get way worse than this. Then we hear next time on Real Housewives of Atlanta. All right, that's it, y'all. Quick caps. It was nothing to it. I'd be so glad when the reunion, or at least when Kim Prozac comes on the scene, straight from the VA, the dirty, dirty South. 2 up, 2 down. Holla.